Welcome, foolish mortals.
Time to be turning around. If only you could.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Hey, Henry, what's holding you up? Let's get on with the show. We can't hang around here all day.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
There's no turning back now.
This is the greatest show!
It's coming over the lights. With the runaways are running tonight. Impossible comes true. It's taking over you. This is the greatest show.
Now it's time for the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast with your hosts, Michael Hurley and Gary Aruda.
This is the greatest show.
That's right. This is the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast, episode number 529, recorded from the D. Fauntleroy Studios in Kent County, Rhode Island, and sunny Southwest Florida. I'm your host, Gary, joined, as always, by my co-host and my cousin, Mike, down in Florida. How you doing today, Michael?
Fantastic.
What's new since we last talked?
Not much. It's been what, a week?
It's
a show
been
every week.
Yeah, we do one show every week, don't we? That's the only time we talk. No, we're getting ahead of it here. Trying to
jump ahead of it. Going on a little sabbatical. 10 years, my 10-year anniversary, and you granted me my sabbatical.
Yeah, this is your 1 week of vacation. Yeah, you got your big European vacation, your Chevy Chase National Lampoon European vacation coming up, Mr. Papadopoulos.
Yes.
Although Mr. Papadopoulos was Vegas vacation, wasn't he?
I thought Mr. Papadopoulos was from one of those 80s sitcoms.
No, I think you're thinking of
George Papadopoulos with Webster.
I don't think that was it. Maybe you might be right. I might be confusing the two.
Yeah, I just know. I thought it was George Papadopoulos. The guy was like an ex-football player. He was Webster's adopted dad. That was a great show.
I actually think you're right now that you say that. What was the name that he called himself in Vegas Vacation? I gotta look this up now.
I'm such an 80s child, aren't I?
Yeah.
You didn't
What do
watch
they
any of
call
those shows, did you?
What's the fake name? What did he give him? Oh, Nick Papagiorgio was the fake name.
Sure. Yeah, I remember that name.
He gives him the son in Vegas Vacation because he's trying to gamble. He's not
that's
of age.
right. Yes.
So
and
his name
he
is...
wins big, right? And then doesn't he have to like hand it all in because he's not legit?
Yeah, exactly. Nick Papagiorgio. He becomes a high roller. That's such a funny.
Yeah,
that's a bad movie.
He was a whale. That was such a bad movie, but it was still good.
Well, yeah, all those vacation movies, like after the original one and Christmas Vacation, they went real downhill, but they're still funny.
Yeah, I think like the Christmas Vacation is more like your sense of humor. Like when you send me a TikTok, and I'm just like, that's not funny, and you think it is. I think Christmas is more your type of humor.
I really like Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely up my alley. But anyway, Nick Papagiorgio. George Papadopoulos is Webster. I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
See how I could get those confused, though? They're very similar.
Of course. I mean, they're both just dopey names, aren't they?
They're very silly names, yes. Very silly names.
Any name that Mark Papa. I mean, anything that's a pop is funny. Now
that is funny, yeah. Mark Papa. Now on the team, Mark Papa.
You could do it squeaky like the British Open.
Yeah.
In the USA, Mark Papa. It would have to be the squeaky first and last name. It wouldn't be
because it's only
Mark Papa.
It's too short. You can't just give it the one squeak. It has to have a double squeak.
Right.
Consistent squeaks. Should we get right into it, Pards? What do you say? Yeah. Hey, let's talk about our YouTube page, youtube.com/@WDWBTG. You can find all of our episodes now on our YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also find, I think you said you were getting a 1900 Park Fair review up.
Yep.
That should be up by the time this episode comes out, correct?
That's correct.
What else do you have in the old hopper? I know you got a lot of videos that you've been working on and fiddling with.
I think we're gonna start putting some Grand Floridian stuff up.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
We've got your room review from the Treehouse Villas.
Oh, that's one I'm looking forward to.
Yep.
That's a good one too because there's not a ton of those.
There's
out
not
there.
a lot of those out there.
I like that. So check out our YouTube page. See our past videos. A lot of room reviews, a lot of restaurant reviews, transportation stuff, old episodes, old live broadcasts, golf reviews, off-property stuff. It's all there. Speaking of off-property parts,
Yeah.
the name of the show is WDW Beyond the Gates.
Yeah, we're going completely off the rails there, Pards.
You're beyond the gates, beyond the confines of this country, over an ocean, and you're going to Europe. And that's what we're here to talk about this week is your European cruise.
DVC Mediterranean Cruise 2024 to be specific.
The DVC Mediterranean Cruise. Now, just start from the beginning, I guess. When you guys joined DVC, was it already on the horizon? Was this like a negotiation tactic?
No, it was nothing.
Because I know Susie likes going on cruises, and she obviously has wanted to go to Europe for a
Right.
while with you. So I didn't know if this was part of it, like, hey, let's buy in, we can book the cruise. I know it's coming up. So it was pure coincidence, more or less.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So they announced the member cruise.
They announced a member cruise the first day or two, which is typical because you have to call them. You can't like do it online.
Right.
So
And
Susie and I had two separate phones, and you would just get the old school busy signal bill.
oh, so it's like not
Yeah, you
only
have to
was
call
it
DVC.
not only do you have to call, but it's hard to get through. is what you're saying.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. So you wouldn't even get to you're going to be in queue. Like you would just
Yeah.
get, please call back again. And it was like, so we said, you know what the hell? I'm not going to spend a whole day trying to give Disney Vacation Club more of my money.
Right.
So those were the people. The first thing that sells out, which is ridiculous, is that concierge.
Yeah.
So
Which
those
you
were the
weren't
people-
going to anyway.
right?
Yeah.
Which I wasn't going to go to anyway. So those were the people who were hammering the phones. So I think we tried literally the next day. I think it went on sale on a Saturday. We tried on a Sunday and got right through. She was the one who got through. So Captain Zach was the one who consulted us and said that we wanted to do the family veranda.
Captain Zach will get you
Too high tonight. Do, do, do.
Take you to that special island.
Da, 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 da.
That's one of my favorite William Joel songs. That's a good one.
That's
it's
a great-
it's a deeper cut. That wasn't a radio hit, really,
No.
but I do like that one.
That's one of those where like you'd be in your dorm room at UConn at like 4 a.m.
That comes on.
And like 7 people would be passed out, and there'd be still 3 of you guys going, and you'd get to, start spinning some William Joel.
Captain Jack will get you
tonight. Do.
Anyway, so you talked to Zach, and you wanted to know because he's our cruise expert.
Yep, he's our cruise expert. And he said that you want to get this family veranda. So I think they throw an extra pull down bed. So they have like a queen, and then they have bunk beds. Oh, they have like the pull out. They have like the couch where they have a pull down from up above.
Okay.
So at night it would look like bunk beds, like they have at the cabins at Fort Wilderness. But then they have another bed that comes down, and that's right by the glass sliding door. So that it's going to sleep more, but plus it gives you more square footage,
which is what you wanted. You
which
didn't care
is exactly what we wanted. So when we called, we don't have concierge. We don't have. So what do you have? I said, I don't want to be in a jail cell. I said, I need a veranda.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we got this midship on deck 7. I'm like, well, that sounds absolutely perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Now, how much like extra was this compared to like the cheapest one?
So honestly, like compared to a regular veranda is, I want to maybe say $75 extra a night or $50 extra. So it wasn't.
That's not
I
crazy.
think the whole thing was like $400, and Kristen's like, do we really want to spend $400 for whatever room? And Zach was yes, you do.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you might as well, right?
Why not?
The amount that it's costing. Yeah. So very good. So you got the room you wanted. And you
Correct.
said what? It's like an extra like 30 something square feet, something like that.
Yeah, it's which is big. I mean, this room
That
from what I
doesn't sound
understand,
like a lot, but
sound
in
of
small rooms, 30
yeah.
square feet adds up quick. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. All right. So you got the room
Yep.
you wanted.
Yep.
And then what was like, when did you hear about the cruise? I guess even going
I think
back a little.
we heard rumblings, and then I went on the internet, and they said that this was what the DVC cruise was going to be. Every year they have a DVC cruise.
Right, and it's exclusive to direct members only.
Direct
right?
members. Yep.
And then you can use your points, but you can also pay cash.
Yeah, this is one of those where you can pay cash.
Now you had said off topic a little bit. They did another one where they make you use a certain amount of points to book.
Yeah,
it.
there's one where you have to book half in points and half in cash, and I don't know what the difference is between the two cruises.
That's kind of wild. But you could pay. So it definitely makes sense to pay out of pocket, right?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at just for one of us, and it was going to be we were going to have to borrow. I mean, it was going to be like 220 points,
Yeah.
which for divided by 230, this is like a $7,000 cruise for $3,500. I'm not giving up my points for
2 years. Yeah.
2 years. No way.
Right. And that only paid for half of it. You'd still have to.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you booked you booked it, and then now I know you, and anyone who listens knows that once it was like DVC exclusive blank, you wanted to do it anyway.
Of course I did. We
And
like
then-
being with like-minded people as human beings, and I'm like,
I
I'm going to be
understand.
on a cruise ship with
All these
4,000
Disney
DVC members. How great is that going to be?
Yeah, and I get it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't say it that way. But now, was this something that if it was a Caribbean cruise,
No,
you wouldn't have cared? Are the DVC ones usually like this, or is this unique? I guess
As
you
far
might
as-
not know.
as far
Like
as what?
European, as far as the
No, because
destination.
next year they're going right back to the Caribbean.
Oh, okay. So this is
so
kind
this
of a
this is very unique. Yeah,
that's good though, because that appeals to you more. It appeals to Susie, I imagine, more doing the European.
yeah. Because I
stuff.
really don't living in Florida. I have no desire to go to the Caribbean. I'll do it. Don't get me wrong. I'll do it depending on how I like my first cruise. Do a little 4-day and check out Castaway, but it's not on the top of my list to go to Jamaica or those other islands.
Now, I imagine if you fall in love with cruising and the ships itself, then
Yeah.
you will do those Caribbean ones, and you'll just stay on the boat. You won't get off at the ports necessarily.
It depends. I don't know.
And do, like, the
If I
private
do, I might do just like a 2-hour, 3-hour excursion. But you're right.
Because I could see that where you're like, I just want to be back on the cruise ship and check out Castaway. And what's the other one? Lighthouse Point, I think. is the
Yeah.
other one. Check those out. That would be cool. So I could see that appeal if you end up really liking the experience. All right, so I guess get into it. What's the plan here? You got to leave and fly to Europe basically to get on this boat.
Yeah. So we are leaving a week from today,
Okay.
or whenever we drop this in a couple weeks. But when we're recording this, I'm leaving a week from today. And we are flying out of Miami because I wanted to get a direct flight. So we're flying Miami to Barcelona.
Okay.
Everybody who had flown over to Europe said, ideally, you want to do an overnight. You want to leave like in the afternoon here to get into the morning over there.
Oh, so while you're flying, that's basically your nighttime.
Yep. So we leave at 4 p.m. and we arrive at 7 a.m. Barcelona time.
Okay. So you're going to be totally messed up.
I'm going to be a disaster.
Because you're not going to sleep. You're not.
I don't sleep on planes.
Right? Yeah,
No,
I can't.
I don't
Does
know.
Susie sleep on planes, or is she
Yeah,
a
she
bad
can.
flight?
Yep, she does. I
Okay.
just, for some reason, sitting up like my head, as soon as my head bobs, I wake right up.
Yeah, I can't sleep on planes. I haven't done a trip like that either. But
Right.
I can't really sleep on a plane. So you're gonna be totally messed up.
Yeah.
How long is the flight? I mean, I can't
9
figure out what
It's
9
9
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Oh, it's so brutal.
Don't
I don't
don't
have to tell you.
don't
I'm
don't
not
keep
trying to
going.
get in your.
No,
I'm not trying to get in your head. I just
because I'm
that's
already
tough.
I'm already a disaster.
Yeah, that's tough. You'll be fine. You'll do fine. Maybe just like have like 9 vodka drinks at the airport and pass out.
The captain was gonna give me a
Give you
present.
sleeping
It was
pills?
it was something I
Yeah.
hadn't had in about 25 years, so I was a little reluctant, but he said it might help me to sleep on the.
Yeah, it's melatonin, right? Is what you're talking about?
Yeah, correct, right. The over the
Yeah.
over the counter melatonin, exactly.
Melatonin.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me nervous though. Bringing that stuff into an airport. I know it's
I
like
wouldn't bring it in.
you would have it inside your system already. You're saying
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But you
Yeah.
drive. I guess you could just take it at when you park.
Yeah,
the
as
car.
soon as we do it, as soon as the park and ride, because I have no idea how
Yeah.
this is going to affect me. I'm 100% not going to do it, but it was on the table. It was
Yeah.
offered.
I think just the drinking might be the way to go. You just
Yeah,
get-
but then then you stop and then you start getting a headache.
well, just pass out though. That's
I'm
the
just
thing.
gonna grunt. I'm just gonna get through it, parts.
Just grind through. Yeah, that's
Just
all you
grind
can
through
do.
it like we did the member guest. I'm just gonna
Yeah, that went so well.
put everybody on my shoulder and let's go. I'm gonna grind this thing out,
All
part.
right. Yeah. Yeah. That we had great results with that. All right. So you get to Barcelona,
Yep.
or as the natives say, Barcelona,
Yep.
7 a.m.
Yep.
and you're doing an Adventures by Disney.
We are. We're getting picked up at the airport.
That's nice. And that's 3
fantastic.
days.
What's that?
That's a 3-day excursion.
Correct. Yeah.
That's crazy. We'll talk about that another time. I don't want to get into that right now, but
Yeah. Right.
that is part of the agenda. So then the cruise leaves from Barcelona.
Saturday, May 18th.
Okay.
Welcome aboard. 3:45 p.m.
And that's when it is that. That's not when you can get on. That's when it leaves.
Yep.
Or is
That's when we're. Yep.
that's your boarding time?
No, my boarding time is actually I think 12:45 or so.
Okay. So you get on the ship, bon voyage.
Yep.
And then what's the itinerary? We'll
So
go through
day
it.
2 is at sea.
What's day? So day 1's at sea.
Yep, day 2 in the afternoon we take off, and then the
Okay.
whole day 2 is at sea.
Okay. So that's a nice introduction to just hanging on the boat.
Sure is.
Yeah. Okay. And then you have your rotational dining.
That's
Is-
correct. At
is that-
8:30.
Is that when you have your Palo, or is that later?
That's later.
Okay. Do you know the order of your rotational dining? Is it set
I
already?
don't know where we're set. I don't know. I'm sure if I looked into it, I might be able to. But
But either way, it's not a huge. I mean, you're gonna go to all of them twice,
Yeah.
probably, right?
yeah,
Okay, so you have your rotational dining. That first night, all day, you're gonna probably check out the pools. You got that sauna package. Talk about that a little bit.
yeah. So it's called the Rainforest. We got the Rainforest Length of Cruise Pass.
Okay.
We did a lot of research into this, and people said if it's a long cruise, maybe do it. It was well worth it. I mean, they have a couple hot tubs.
All right. Well, first of all, define what did it set you back per person? A couple $100 or
Yeah, $159 a piece.
That's not terrible. And it's exclusive parts. This is like another one of your exclusive things. You wanna
That's right.
flash the card and get into the place that not everyone can get to.
Absolutely 100%.
I get it. So it's like an indoor spa. And it has
Indoor, outdoor. So they have like
Okay.
12 of these lounges that they said was like water, and it vibrated and it gave you a massage, and it just overlooks the ocean. So they show people like you can just sit there and read a book.
That sounds pretty nice.
They've got a couple of hot tubs outside that's right on the deck.
Now, can you bring your sauce in there? Because I know you're like a hot tub and sauce kind of guy at night.
I don't know. I'll find that out.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Is it
I don't
open
see why it
20
would be a problem. I
Is
don't think so.
Okay. Because like going into the hot tub at like 10 o'clock at night, if it closes at like 6, that's going to be kind of a bummer.
It will be. It will be.
I mean, there's other hot tubs, I assume, on the ship.
Yeah, but not for the exclusive
Not
for
the
the snobs
exclusive
like me or wannabe snobs.
And you said there's like a sauna and a steam room and stuff too?
Yeah. Yep.
And a
Yeah, it's
cold
all
room, right?
connected to the spa.
Didn't
What's that?
Zach said there was like a cold room too?
I thought he said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did on one of our previous episodes. He said they tell you like go in the steam room for 10 minutes, the sauna
Yeah.
for 10 minutes, and the cold room for 10 minutes, and then repeat it or something like that. That doesn't sound bad.
No.
Now we did the sauna on the first Jamins trip.
Yeah, the Javins trip over at Old Key West.
Old
That's
Key
right.
West, and I did not enjoy that too much, the sauna.
Okay. See, I kind of did. We did sweat, but I kind of liked it.
However, if you could go from that to like a cold room and kind of like shock yourself back into it, I might like that because we were it was a warm day, and you go into the sauna, you go back
Right.
outside, it's still warm. It wasn't like
I think we went from the hot tub into that thing too.
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So it wasn't like a sensory overload there. So 150. Yeah, that's not bad. I think
I
for
didn't
the
think it
amount.
was because I think it's like 30 or 40 a day. I'm like, let's just get just not have to be. Oh, there's this. Can we go this day? Oh, we got to go. Just do the whole length of stay.
Yeah, and you guys are on the ship quite a while, so you get your money's worth out of that. If you enjoy it and you use it every day, it's definitely worth it. All right, so you did that.
Yep.
So you signed up for that. Is there any other onboard things that you signed up for?
So that's all because of our category, we couldn't sign up until late. So everything that Susie wanted was taken. There was like a mixology class, a tasting. And like Zach said, he said, just when you get on board, just go over and see what you can sign up for.
Just ask because they might have
Yeah.
openings, and that
Right.
same thing with the brunch. That's what
Yeah,
Emily
exactly.
said last week as well.
Yep.
Just ask for that stuff. Now, there's also a regular like spa with massages and stuff too, right?
Right. We had actually talked about doing a couples.
Okay.
I've never had one because I don't like pressure, but she said that they can adjust down as much as you want. So I might do that.
Yeah. That would
Still
be
up in the air.
I would do that. I've never had one, but I would definitely do that. All right. So your first day, you set sail. Second day, you're at sea. Where's your third day? Where
Third day is Florence.
Florence, Italy.
Livorno to be exact.
okay.
That's the port.
Pardon me.
So
And then what's the excursion we have?
we
going
are
on?
doing Florence and Pisa,
Ooh, the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
which everybody says is a waste of time, but you got to see it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in Italy, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to go see the Statue of Liberty.
Yep, I get it. I do.
So yeah, but we're looking forward to eating because I heard Florence is like the home of pizza.
There you go. Now, is this an official excursion? Or you guys just exploring?
Nope, this is through Disney.
Okay. And so what's the agenda on that one?
I'm not quite
Or
sure.
tentative, like you just go around. Is it like all day, like a 9
Yeah,
hour?
it's 10.5 hours.
Wow,
Yeah, so all these excursions are
all day.
all day. Yes.
But that's nice though, because they have like the transportation. You have a translator.
Yes.
They know where to take you. You're probably not going to the like hole in the wall places. You're probably going to more touristy food places, I would think.
Yes.
On those, but still, it's gonna feel authentic to you're not gonna know the difference of what's like a hole in the wall hidden gem or what's like a touristy place. It's all gonna seem a hole in the wall mom and pop to you guys.
Right, exactly.
Oh, so that's good. So you got a 10-hour excursion. Florence, Pisa.
Yeah, so we because we get off the boat at 6 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
and we're back on at 6 p.m.
12 hours. That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a long day. Now you have to be like up and ready to go at 6. That's when it leaves.
It says Port Adventures 6:01 a.m.
Wow. That's an early day.
That is an early day.
There's got to be a little leeway, right? That's
No,
probably
there
like,
has to be. Yeah, there has to
that's
be.
probably the soonest you can get off, but it might not leave until 7 or 7.
7 or 8.
Yeah. Unless you go right to breakfast and have like a authentic Florence breakfast or something, which would be pretty interesting. And is all that's all included? Like all the food and stuff is part of the excursion?
Some are, some aren't. Some will say like food on your own.
Gotcha. Which is nice too.
Yeah. Then you can go try different things.
You're going to be in your element on these things. So you're going to be making friends and talking to people.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
what
yeah.
excursion are you doing tomorrow? Oh, we're doing that one too. We should hang out. All that stupid stuff.
Yeah, like I'd be your worst nightmare, wouldn't I?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even get off the ship. I'd be like, have fun. I'm going to go use the Rainforest spa. You have fun at Florence. Take some
So it's
pictures.
saying, it says take a 2-hour scenic drive through Tuscany to Florence.
Okay.
Begin your guided walking tour with stops along the way, including the Piazza Santa Croce, the Piazza della whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to
Yeah.
explore the shopping area, have lunch on your own, reboard the motor coach, and take a 60-minute ride toward Piazza di blah, 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 and pizza.
Okay. So it's basically they're taking you to spots. You get to walk around, do your own thing. And then
Yep.
the next thing starts at this time and you go there. Very good.
You got it, Pards.
That sounds like a good way to do it. I'm not going to lie. It sounds enjoyable.
And
All
I mean,
right,
they have other ones that are less expensive. They're called a hop on, hop off.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar. I don't know if you guys, when you were in San Diego, did you do
We
the
did
San
that.
Diego trolley tour?
Yep. I know exactly
You know what I mean? Like you get
Yeah.
off and you just jump right back on the trolley next time they come by.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's more self-guided. This you still have the tour guide and they
Right.
take you exactly where to go. Yeah. Makes sense. All right. So what's the next day then?
So day 4 is Rome.
At sea again or
Nope. We're
Okay.
getting off at
And you have that's your big
that's my big one. That's where we're doing the Colosseum and the Vatican.
nice. And that's like your private tour you're trying to set
That's
up,
the
right?
that's the one that we're doing privately. Yeah, that we've got a group for that because the ones through Disney just sucked.
They weren't as good.
No, they weren't that good.
Now, when you say like a private, it's like an outside company that does it, or is it still through Disney kind of?
So it's an outside company. So Disney goes through all these outside companies, but the
Sure.
advantage of going through Disney is they guarantee they won't leave without you.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, but this is a company, and I was talking to my business development manager, and what they do is they source all these vendors. So they're all vetted.
Sure.
They all speak English. They guarantee you on the ship, or else they'll pay to get you to your next port, which I'm not concerned about you paying for me to get to my next port. I need to get on the ship.
Right. Yeah. I don't really. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want reimbursement. Yeah, I missed my whole trip, but here's $5,000. Like, okay, that's great, but yeah, their excursions were just so much better than what Disney was offering. So, and of course, it was a little cheaper because Disney's keeping a piece.
Right. So this one, you go to the Vatican, you go to the Colosseum.
Yep.
You got the food, you have the tour guide, all that good stuff.
Yes, exactly.
And you're really looking forward to that one.
Oh, I've just, I don't know. That's just something that's always geeked me out. I've always watched Midnight Mass. That thing just, like when Pope John Paul died, just watching the smoke stack. That thing just fascinates me, that whole process. It's its own country. I mean, it's just interesting.
It's very, very different. Yeah, the guards, they have their special like costumes they wear and stuff. And plus the food there's got to be out of this world in Rome too.
You would think so, don't you think?
I would hope so, yeah, for sure. Isn't that the one where you guys were like trying to get that sandwich shop or something? Is that Rome?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Did I send you the video? Did I tell you about it?
We were watching it when I was down.
Oh, that's right. It was just that simple, like 8 pounds of meat pressed between like two. Yeah.
It was like Parma. I forget what it was called, the shop. Because they even have one in like New York now, right?
That's right. Yep. You're right.
All right. So then you do your Rome excursion. And obviously, when you get back, we're going to hear about all these. Like every day is going to be its own episode.
I'm thinking June and July is going to be.
It'll go. Yeah. By the time you're done with your cruise reviews, we'll be ready to do my summer vacation reviews.
Oh, you'll probably be back. We'll be done with it. I mean, we'll still be doing mine by the time you're back.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So what's the next day? Day 5.
The next day, day 5, is Naples.
Oh, Naples
/ Pompeii.
Okay, another excursion, I assume.
Yep.
Now these things add up, right? Is it per person?
Yes, sir.
So you're paying a pretty penny
Yes, sir.
to do this cruise, and then on top of it, not take the Adventure by Disney thing out of the equation that you did beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're doing every day. You're spending what, $500-600 to do these excursions.
Some of them are cheaper, but yeah, I'm looking at Pompeii is going to be 600 for the two of us.
So, yeah, that's a lot. It adds up. But you can also, I mean, you're not going to do it if you're paying all this money. You're not going to just cheap out and like walk.
I don't
off
know
the
how
boat
you
and be on
could.
your own.
Yeah, I don't know how, or stay on the boat.
Right.
I mean, I could see like if we were going Port of Miami and I could just drive down there and spend the day to stay, but you can't. Like when you're going on this cruise to see parts of the world.
Sure, of course. So Pompeii and did you say Venice?
This is Naples, so it's the
Naples,
port
sorry.
Pompeii, Sorrento, and Capri.
Nice.
That's what our tour is.
And that's another like 8-9 hour, 10-hour tour.
Yeah, this is 10 hours and 15 minutes.
So these are all day, like
Yes.
up early, back at dinner time, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
it says
that's
that we're
fine.
back at 5:45. So you get up to your room and whatever, 6:00.
Yeah, and then you go.
You know, I'm
have a
probably thinking
cocktail,
that
get ready for.
or you just take a little hour power nap, put the TV on, do an hour power nap, and then get up and
Yeah, get ready for your dinner. Very nice. Now, which one of these days was supposed to be? Didn't something get like canceled because of the F1 Grand Prix or something?
yeah, it was day 6. We were supposed to be in Nice,
Okay.
the French Riviera.
Yeah, and that got pushed.
Yeah, because they're doing the Grand Prix races, and it's just going to be a zoo.
Gotcha. That would have been interesting, especially to see like the French Riviera after like falling in love with the Riviera Resort and be able
Right.
to see it like, in real
Right.
life. But guess it
Like,
gives
I don't
you
like to gamble, but I wanted to see like their huge Mac Daddy casino that they have there.
yeah, Monte Carlo, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they have like the James Bond films or like
Right.
set
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Of course. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a very famous area.
of course. Yeah. All right, so you have that excursion. Then what do we have after that?
We have Sicily, Palermo.
Oh, okay. So these are just all boom, 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 back to back. So you're like,
Yeah, so when we're in Italy, we have no days at seas.
okay. So this is like a lot. You're gonna need that spa and hot tub thing.
Oh,
You're
no
gonna-
doubt about it. I'm gonna be a wounded soldier, aren't I?
Yeah, you need to go get that water massage thing going. All right, so you're going to Sicily.
Yeah, we haven't. They only had a couple of port adventures, so we haven't picked one.
Oh, you haven't even done one yet.
Now we might actually go private again because she was thinking I'm going to be so museumed and walking around out
Yeah.
that this might be just good to do a food tour and just kind of.
Do they have like a mafia tour or anything?
Yeah, they do, but not through Disney. And this is called This is called like the No Mafia because they do not like that.
Oh
In
yeah,
their past.
that would be interesting. Learn about like La Cosa Nostra and all
Oh God, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do it privately because this thing looks absolutely fascinating.
that. Yeah, for
And
sure.
one of the guys that I play with, Gary Cole, as a matter of fact, said that he did it and he said it was awesome.
Yeah, and
mean,
that
it's
would be like Sicily, right? Because that's kind of where.
Yeah, that's where it originated.
Yeah. Okay.
And from what I understand, it's like the history of like how it, started, why it started,
Yeah.
and how it just spread over to the United States and other parts of the world. Like that's a historical thing that you and I would just totally geek out on, don't you think?
Yeah, I would enjoy that. I
Like
definitely
walk
would.
around with like a salami sandwich, like pull one out of our pocket, or
Yeah. Is that the last port?
that's the
Sicily?
last port. That's correct.
Okay, and then you have a day at sea, and then you go back to Barcelona.
That's right.
Okay. So it's what, 8 days at sea total? Or 7 nights?
Yeah.
That's long. That's a long time. Especially like at the beginning, you have something going on, and then doing all that.
Yeah, 7 days, because then the 8th day is that we get into Barcelona.
And that's early. Like they get you off the ship early, right?
8:00, you're off.
And then is your flight that day coming home?
No, so what we're doing is we're spending the night there. We're gonna
Go to a hotel.
get a hotel and just spend the night there, and
That's nice.
we fly back Sunday, because
There you go.
Monday's Labor Day
Memorial Day.
or
Yeah.
Memorial Day. I always get those two confused.
I was gonna say I didn't think your vacation was that long.
No, it's long, but it's not that long.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good though. I mean, it sounds like you got a lot of good stuff mapped out and decent amount of time on the ship. The only thing that makes me nervous for you is these excursions being like all these walking tours and so long. Like you're gonna get back on and you're not even gonna be able to, like, you're not gonna want to enjoy the ship at night. You're gonna go have your dinner and you're probably guys are gonna pass out.
Don't underestimate me.
You're gonna be such a mess. Like
I'm
you're gonna
gonna be exhausted.
It's gonna be tough. Like maybe you just catch up on sleep that first night at sea.
Yeah.
Because you can't miss like the adventures thing at the beginning. Like you got to just soldier through that.
Soldier through. Right, you're right. Yeah.
And that first night when you like leave the port of Barcelona, you just got to like figure out, get back on the clock somehow.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough though. Like if you're up till midnight, 1 a.m. and you got to be up
At
off
6.
the boat at 6, that's
It's
that
hard.
comes quick, parts.
You're gonna have to adjust. You're gonna have to completely adjust to lifestyle.
Yeah. Takes a lot out of it. Like if you guys were just hanging out, sitting by the pool all day and you know, for 9 hours, that's different. But
It's
walking
different.
on the
Mhm.
on the cobblestones and like your feet are gonna be barking, your legs are gonna be sore.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
but I feel like there's gonna be a lot of trying to catch up when you're on the ship as opposed to being able to do the extra stuff.
Yeah, because there's not gonna be a ton of downtime.
No.
It's not
No,
gonna be
that's
like, oh, let's go spend 3 hours at the pool and shut our eyes. It's gonna be
right. You have like that first day, the second day, and then the last day, and that's it. Those are your only like times to like truly veg out on the boat, which might be enough. Who knows? I don't know. I've never been on one, so I can't say.
yeah.
That could be enough. You could do a full day at sea and be like, yeah, it's not for me. Like, I kind of want to get off and touch solid land.
Yeah,
You know what I
because the
mean?
whole thing with me is like, this is kind of when I used to go to Disney, or I say used to, but when I lived up north and I come down, I feel like I'm missing out.
Right.
Like now I don't care, so I can stay at the hotel. But I've never been, if I had been to Sicily 150 times, okay, then I don't get off the boat. Or if I do, it's for 3 hours instead of 10 hours.
Right. True. Good point.
You know
Any
what's
fin-
what's
oh,
that?
No, I was gonna try wrapping it up, but go ahead.
So we were at the outlets. I got to get a couple pairs of jeans
Okay.
for the ship, and I'm like, you know what? We're to that point. We're at the no end point. Like, there's nothing I can do now
Oh yeah.
to back out of this.
No, you're done.
No, so I'm cooked, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm singing this song around the outlets.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cue it up here, Pards. But it was a song from the band that Daniel and I saw. Daniel, Emily, and I saw.
Okay.
Starship. And it's so fitting, and it's perfect for this ship
Okay.
or this
This
me
trip.
not backing out parts. Me not backing out.
No way out. Yeah, there's not. There's really no way out now. It's not good. I don't like that. That's a bad attitude to have. You should be looking forward to it, not saying no way out though.
That's just what got stuck in my head parts.
I hear you. I get you.
Like, does your dad want to go? Like, I've offered.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna take that trip. I
No.
don't think he can get a passport quick enough either.
No.
It'd be tough.
You know what the problem is with me, Parts? Is like I look at all the bad things that could possibly happen and just saying, instead of just, this is going to be a great trip.
Oh, you're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have a blast. Speaking of having a blast, people should probably follow us on all our social medias and have a blast doing that. At WDWBTG. That is Facebook, that is Instagram, that is Twitter, that is TikTok, that is YouTube. Get us up there. Our website, WDWBTG.com. Our Facebook group is WDW Beyond the Gates Podcast Family. Find us on Facebook and join over there. Listen wherever you download your podcasts. We are on all platforms. Subscribe, leave us a review if you are so kind. You can email us info@wdwbtg.com, Mike at wdwbtg.com, and Gary at wdwbtg.com. Anything else, partner?
No, you hit everything.
All right, that's going to do it for episode number 529 of the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast. For my co-host, Mike, my name is Gary. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. M-I-C
See you real soon.
K-E-Y
Why? Because we like you.
M-O